Hey, RealTalkkWithEli, it's Ellie. Okay, one huge problem I have with the school system right now is how useless it is. Of course, learning to read, write, and do basic arithmetic is vital for survival in our society, at least in the United States. But why do we all need to know how to get the volume of a triangle? Why do we all need to know the contents of both an animal and a plant cell? Yes, knowing the basic atoms and the most common, what are they called, elements on the periodic table, that's good information. I agree with that. But let's face it, most people are not getting jobs that require us to know this information. And I have no idea when the population of scientists and mathematicians outweighed any other profession in this country. Maybe there was. If so, please comment down below and teach me something because... And even if that was the case, how come education has not evolved to match the needs of society in the modern day? And why don't we have courses on everyday life? Here's a few ideas to replace the useless ones that no one has used since high school. Relationships 101. How to make friends. What is a platonic relationship? Understanding body language and consent. How to date. How to have a happy marriage, or healthy marriage. Not necessarily happy. Huge difference. You want happiness, but everything is not sunshine and rainbows as long as you know how to bounce back from the bad situations. That's a healthy marriage, and that automatically equals happiness. I understand that. Is marriage right for me? Should I have kids? Of all the people who got their degrees in psychology and sociology, they should automatically get high school teacher jobs for this subject because it's useful, you know? It's everyday information that we need for the rest of our lives. School counselors are okay, but we need to teach getting counseling before the problem is too big to even correct. As humans, we're very reactive, and we tend to wait till the last minute instead of being able to fix the problem before it gets out of hand, and being able to spot signs early on. And we need to get rid of this shame that comes with the thought of going to counseling. Oh sure, I'm a punk because I want to make my life better and be happy. Yep. Finance 101. And this actually wasn't elective in my high school, but it was an elective. It was not a required course, but I had to take trigonometry. If I had stayed at that school, I had to take trigonometry in order to get the proper credits for me to graduate. But no, I'm not required to take finance. How to budget. What career is right for me? Should I go to college, trade, or explore? Should I start a business or work for a company? How to build a retirement plan. How to invest. How to file taxes. And that also goes along with filling out a job application because on your W-4 or even a 1099, because apparently there's a lot of scandals going on saying that we're all filling them out wrong, and it's no one told us how to do it. So, and how to build credit. Do I even need to explain why we need better financial education? Our entire lives revolve around work. If you have a full-time job, you're spending 1/3 of your time either at work or getting to work. It probably is more than 1/3, but let's just look at the bright side and hope that it's less than 1/3. Did I say thinking about work or getting to work? But I mean, in transit, it's getting to work takes a long time depending on where you work, but anyway. And that doesn't even count for all the times you're thinking about work while you're at home. And the way the economy is headed, you don't think kids deserve to have a better way to prepare? Okay, class, we haven't had a recession since 2008. And with the patterns of this country, we roughly have one every 10 to 20 years. And the longer the time is in between each one, the worse it is. It's been 10 years since 2008. But let's all pretend that life's fine, and then we'll all freak out and lose our minds again once the recession hits. And it's things like that that cause the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer. Rich people are usually overly prepared, and poor people usually aren't prepared at all. Another course is Self-Love 101. I just like saying 101, why is that a thing? I really don't know. But, I mean, since 101 is on every other college course that I've looked at and taken, then I guess I'll just put it on my courses too. Am I a product of my environment? How to meditate. How to set goals. Facing your fears. How to enhance my strongest features. How to properly communicate my feelings. Suicide/self-harm is not the answer. This. All of the mental health issues going on right now, and no one thinks we need to teach kids more about self-love. These kids are sissies. I got my ass kicked every day in school and I turned out fine. Okay, you physically fought and your bruises healed. Did someone film you getting beat up, post it on the internet, and now millions of people see it? No! Your 500 count high school probably knew about it, but then that was it. The fight died after you graduated. Your name is not Star Keisha. No one remembers you. And back then, your personality was just your personality, and people could usually spot a phony once they talk to you. Now we live in a society where you can literally live a double, triple, or even quadruple life depending on what social media you're using. People still get catfished to this day just because it's just that easy. And then when people get exposed, it's just different now because of the technology that we're able to use versus what we didn't have before. So now we're literally dealing with a universal identity crisis. And we really have to understand that and adapt to that. Basic politics is another one. Oh, I didn't put 101 on here. I didn't have like an exact name for this, but I just have in parentheses here. Why don't we learn about the current laws that affect our everyday lives? Some people still don't understand how bad jaywalking is. Oh yeah, just how bad jaywalking is. Schools need to teach all everyday laws before graduation. Political parties. There is more than just Democrats and Republicans. God. How to adapt to inflation. And that's kind of like a mix between Finance 101, because inflation has to do with politics and the economy. So depending on who we're allies with this year and who we're allies with the next year, or who's trying to bomb us after, a decade or whatever. So that goes with economics, I think, or politics, and how to vote. No one told me that it's a whole process to register to vote. Like, what the fuck? I thought you just went to the polls and showed your ID. And I'm actually helping with early voting this year, and I'm still not registered to vote because I didn't know that you have to send in a whole postcard and get your registration and stuff back. I thought you could just go up to the polls. And since I have to deal with a lot of stuff, I just haven't been able to register to vote. And even when I did try the first time, I didn't even get my registration card, so I don't even know what that was about. Like, I sent in my information, and they didn't send me anything back, and I'm like, I never understood why being a Republican automatically meant you're rich, an extremist, and you're white. More specifically, a Christian extremist. And I never understood why being a Democrat automatically meant you're a poor, the Christian beggar type, or an atheist, or you're black, or any other type of minority. Hi. Lucy knocked it over what? I'm almost done. What? Is NJ asleep?
No, I'm wide awake.
But where's he? Where is he?
On the couch. Yeah.
Okay. Battery. What?
How much more you got left?
How much what?
More you got left.
I don't have that much left. Like, I'm on the last page of the last video. Man knows you.
Me?
What you want?
I'm not being nosy.
He doesn't watch my videos. I know, I don't know. He doesn't watch my videos, guys, so he doesn't know that I have him talking in a lot of videos.
Yeah. Okay, I see some.
I only remember hearing about one other political party one time when I was in 5th grade. Other than that, I never heard of any other political parties until I was old enough to vote. And you know what happened when I was finally old enough to vote for the president? I had to choose between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Dude, I didn't even vote because at the time it was just so overwhelming. Not only was it already my first election at a legal age, it was literally the most talked about and popular election. That's coming from someone who literally saw Obama get elected. The internet never broke because of a president. And granted, the internet has not been present for all that long, but the media never took as much time as they do now on the president. No one really cared that much. So for that to be your first election, you can kind of understand why I didn't vote. Many people who are my age just didn't vote because it was just too crazy and we really couldn't deal with it. And then we're not even taught that our local vote counts more than our presidential vote. And like, if you're voting locally in your community for like your mayor, your state representative, your governor, it makes way more of a difference than you taking the time out to vote for a president. If you vote local, you don't even have to vote for the president. Plus, the Electoral College votes for the president anyway. Back to my example. Hillary won the popular vote, but Trump won the electoral vote. So what did anyone even vote for? That's crazy, man. And then the other day I found out that Russia actually did, like the United States actually confirmed that Russia did sway votes, and it made sure that Trump got, what was it? Was it 50? It was either 50,000 or 500,000 more votes. And then the fact that he didn't even, that was for the popular vote, not the Electoral College. The fact that that didn't even change anything, Hillary still won that. I don't understand why those things aren't taught in a society that literally always talks about those things. I don't need to know the contents of a frog. I need to know how to do my damn taxes. I'm definitely going to go deeper on each detail that I gave and probably do a series on it. Yeah, I'm probably just going to go ahead and do a series on it of the different subjects that I talked about, because those things literally mean that much to me. So if the schools won't teach them, at least I can make free videos for you guys to learn something, because I wish someone told me. Comment something you wish that you learned in school. Make sure you subscribe and you share this video with the superintendents at your school. Okay, Ranicorns. Bye.